Here's a tree where the top cracked off and it's died. Let's take a look inside and see the activities of the lateral meristems. There are two types of lateral meristems in a tree. One's responsible for new xylem and phloem tissue, and that's called the vascular cambium. You've already seen that diagram before. Remember, the vascular cambium results in production of new phloem to the outside and new xylem to the inside. So all of this wood in here is actually xylem tissue. So just outside of this, just outside of my index finger, if you can tell where that is where the vascular cambium is. So it produces xylem to the inside, a little bit of phloem to the outside. You don't see much of a layer of phloem because it gets mashed up against the outside layers, which I'll discuss in a minute. So this is adding to the thickness. This vascular meristem adds to thickness of the stem, the girth of the stem, by adding new xylem to the inside and phloem to the outside. The other type of lateral meristem is called cork cambium, and in your diagram it's also called phelogen, but cork cambium's fine. And cork cambium also produces some cells to the inside, some to the outside. The ones that it produces to the inside are called pheloderm, and that's about the last I'll say about them. But the ones that are really important to us right now are produced to the outside, and those are called cork cells. And that's the little pieces of tissue on the outside that protect the plant and reduce water loss. These have a material called suberin surrounding the cells, and you've heard of suberin before when we talked about the Casparian strip in roots that surrounds the endodermis cells and forces water that's migrating between cells to go into the cell before it goes into the xylem. You remember all that. Well, anyway, that same material, suberin, a waxy material, is covering this cork on the outside. So the cork cambium produces to the outside cork, which protects the plant, and then another material called pheloderm, and the pheloderm is not a very thick layer. Now, you've heard of bark before, and what bark consists of is this outside layer of cork, plus the cork cambium just to the inside of that, plus the pheloderm, plus the phloem. So really, bark is all of the layers outside of the vascular cambium.